Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great today. I have another project share, another journal that I've been working on this past week. A couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, or a little bit over a month ago, I had purchased this paper kit from Michaels. I ordered it online and got free shipping because I ordered just this, everything that comes with this paper collection I ordered. So I ordered well, I'll show you what I ordered. Well, anyways, I used this paper collection to create my journal, because I only made one, and it's the Holly Jolly by Recollections. It was on sale when I picked it up, and the 12 by 12 has gold foiling. It's very beautiful. It's so adorable. It's retro. I just love this image of the deer, the retro deer. I just love it so much. So I picked it up. You know, I'm more of a pastel type of girl, but this collection was just so cute. I just couldn't pass it up. There are so many flip throughs of this paper collection, so I'm not going to do that because I have a lot to share as far as what I used to create this journal. So I also picked up this this is a 6x6 paper pad. It is not gold. It doesn't have any foiling. I also picked up the vellum, the 6x6 vellum. So all the designs you see here is what's included. And I used everything. So I used a sheet of, like a sheet of all of these is what I used for the journal. I also used, let's see, these, no, I did not use this one. I used another one. I can't remember. I think there was 3 die cuts, and so I can't remember. I think I did use this. I used one because you get 2 of each, and there's 16 pieces, so I only used 1 of each. And then this is 40 pieces of ephemera, and it's vellum. You get vellum and acetate, and 24 printed cardstock. So I did use, I think, 1 or 2 out of this pack. I used completely this. I had purchased 2 of these because they're so cute. So I used about 4 images. I didn't use the Santa and I didn't use the kitty. I'm not too fond of Santa, so you will not see Santa in this journal. Now that's the paper collection that I used to start my journal. Now these are other items that I included in my journal. So I found these icicles at Dollar Tree. I did not do a haul video for this, but I did find these. I bought a blue one and I bought this one. And so I'm going to show you what I did with this one. Also, I found this ribbon at Dollar Tree, and this is my favorite ribbon. I love this ribbon. What I do is I use it to embellish. I use it as trim and stuff, but I cut out the wired parts and I just use the center. And I just love, every time the holidays come around, I always make sure to pick up at least 1 roll of this. I also use a couple of stickers from here. These glitter stickers. I use a couple of the deers, and I use a couple of the bows and the Christmas trees. I was inspired by Jenny's Junk Journal. I love her channel. She just did a share of all the, she made about 13 journals using this paper collection, and of course she mixed up other things in there. So anyways, she had made an embellishment using cupcakes. What do you call these? Baking cups. And I was so inspired that when I saw it, I went ahead and I picked it up. These colors I thought went very well with the collection, so I got that. There's no candy canes here, but I just included it. Also, I had used this one. I thought it went well with the collection too. This is from Hobby Lobby. I had picked this up like last year, so I used a couple of the stickers, like the star stickers is what I used. Then I used some of these puppies from Rosie Studio. Like I said, I had picked up these 2 last year. And then these stickers I had in my stash is called Good Tidings, so I used a few of the stickers from here as well. As far as dies or embossing folders, I used this die from Cottage Cuts, the Tea Time Doily. It's 4x4. I'll show you how I used it. I also use this embossing folder from Spellbinders. It's a 3D embossing folder. It is so beautiful. And it's called Christmas Cameos. And I was inspired by Anna, who is Cottage Roses Papery here on YouTube. If she's watching, hello. And she shared a journal where she used this die, and I just had to pick it up. It is so beautiful. It's cameos. I love cameos. It has bows, everything. I just love it. So I picked this up and I used it. From Amazon, I had picked up these little jingle bells. They're very small. In packaging, it looks like an ugly yellow, and at first I was so disappointed when I received it. But then when I opened the packaging, I was like, oh, actually they're nice gold. So they're very nice gold. So I went ahead and I used these bells, but unfortunately these bells do not jingle, so it's a disappointment. I had this in my stash. I used some of these blings, and then I had purchased these bows from Temu. I think it was last year, maybe last summer, thinking that I was gonna do something for Christmas, and I didn't do any Christmas projects last year. But these little bows, they're for nails. So I'll show you how I use that. And then I use punches. So the punches that I use this itty bitty bow punch. So cute. So I use that. I use my tree punch. I love this punch. It's one of my favorites. I like to layer these as well. It looks really nice when you layer them. I used this bow punch, Martha Stewart, because it's bigger. And then I just picked this up from, I think, Mercari. So it's 1 3/4 scallop punch. And I had this in my stash, the 1 3/8 circle punch. So that's perfect. Alrighty then, so let me go ahead and share with you my journal that I created. I just love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh, it was a labor of love. Here it is, jingles. So I did not, I did use beads and other trims and stuff like that. And but yeah, it came out so cute. Oh my goodness. Too cute. Alrighty. So here is my journal. This is the cover. I have a doily in my stash. I did pick up these printables from a store. I can't remember her name right now. I was trying to find the little cut aparts I had saved when I was fussy cutting these, but I couldn't find them. My desk is my table's a hot mess right now. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna look her up on Etsy, because it's from Etsy, and I will put it down. I'll put the link down below in the description box. It's not affiliated. I no longer have affiliation with anyone as far as stores, so I discontinued that completely. So anyways, so here is a doily. Here is digital. I love this little deer, so cute. So I added a little bow right here around her neck. Here's some seam binding. This comes from a different collection. No, actually this, I got it from Pinterest. I saw it and I printed it and I cut it out. Here is that a scrap of red or burgundy red cardstock, and I embossed it. And also I have this gilding paste, and so I just added it in gold on the top really lightly, so you get that look right there. Really beautiful, and I love this paper right here. I forgot to bring out also the binding right here is actually foiled tablecloth that I found at Savers, and it's a huge tablecloth. I cut out a piece, and when I saw it, I knew I wanted to use it as binding. It's supposed to be gold, but since I used fabric tack, it's like I guess the alcohol of it kind of toned down the gilding, so it's like a silver gold. It looks silver gold. It's really pretty. I actually like it. I wrapped it with satin red ribbon. It's wrapped all the way around, and then I went ahead and I added this tassel that I picked up from Michael's a while ago, and then this trim comes from a junk journal cover kit that I purchased from Sheila Boho Dreams here on YouTube, and Boho Daydreams. And then this flower is from my stash that I have purchased like many moons ago, like years ago, from AliExpress. And then I have one of these golden nugget things from, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. So I glued it there. It's really, really pretty. There's some dangles. Oh my gosh, it just came out so cute. Here's some. It's thick. It's thick. It's 8.5 high, and I believe it's 5 wide, or 5.5 wide. And what I used was an envelope. I used a white mailing envelope from Dollar Tree. It's squishy. It's very soft. I stuffed it with hard felt. Yes, hard felt, and yeah, and so it's like very squishy. Then here, there's an eyelet. So I have an eyelet here, and I have another eyelet back here. And I threaded the ribbon. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and open it up. It is so cute. Oh my gosh, I just love this. It's really, really thick. And it's like about, I don't know, maybe about 2 inches thick. But it is a gator mouth, so that's why I created this closure. And I just knotted it at the ends. Okay, so when you open it, I also added the binding all the way through, so it's very nice. And then this is one of the papers from the paper pad. I inked around the edges. And I did like a wrapping. I wrapped the paper over the envelope like I do with my books. So I wrapped it so it looks really, really clean. It looks really nice. I used book corners as well on all 4 corners of the book. And then here, this was a scrap of that tablecloth. It was a scrap. So this time what I did, I just used hot glue instead, and I glued it on top of cardstock because it's a little bit, it has like a felt material underneath. So I glued it on cardstock. Then I added some lace in my stash, and then here is the punch that I use using the cardstock from the collection. And then I added a little bow. So here you see a little tiny bow right there. And then here is the deer sticker. And then here, this is from the how you call it, Etsy shop. These are all of her digitals from the same shop. So here what I did is I did some gold foiling on it. I used glue and I let it dry as far as it was tacky. Once it was tacky, I added gold foiling on top. So it's really, really cute. I love it for journaling in the back. And then here's this one. Oh, I just love this one. So beautiful. Again, journaling on the back. There is so much space for journaling. And then this was a bingo card. And here is that trend that I tell you that is from the Dollar Tree. I love that. And then I just added the image on top just to give it some embellishing. I didn't want it to be just a plain bingo card and that's it. So I embellished it, and it just goes all the way in here. It's really, really cute. Then I did some coffee dyeing paper on my desk. What I did was I just brushed it with a paintbrush, and I just blow dried it out with my heat gun, and it was really fast. So I like how it looks. I really like how that looks. And then I added one of the stickers from the collection. Then here's the back. And then I had these, how you call it, these vintage magazines in my stash. And I looked through it and I found things that had to pertain to Christmas and stuff, like Christmas gifts and stuff like that. So I included it here. And then here is a paper clip. And this is the one that I was inspired by Jenny's Junk Journal here on YouTube. I will link it down below in the description box. Her share of the junk journals that she had created, and there she included one of these. But I turned mine into a paper clip, and this is a digital from Etsy. And I just love how it looks. And here's the paper clip part. And then here's a little bag. And then inside the bag, there's 2 journaling cards. This one I decorated both of them. I used the stickers from this pack right here, the thickers. I used it here. It says Merry and Bright. It's very simple. And then here I use a tree. Here is a doily. I cut it in half. These are the tags from the 6x6, and then I put the little bows from the tiny punch, and then I added diamond dots, gold diamond dots. Really, really cute. So it goes in here. I'll just go ahead and put it to the side because I have so much to share. And then here is a, it's not a crossword puzzle. A find puzzle, I forgot. Well, it's faith-based. It's based on John 3:16 through 19, where it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever," and then it goes all the way to the end because I wrapped it around. So I'll continue. And then here are some scriptures. And then here is the vellum paper from the collection. Here, this is the 6x6 paper that I folded in half. And then I went ahead and, no, this is the, is it the 6x6? No, this is the, I cut it into 8x8. I use a 12x12, and some of them I cut into 8x8. Some of them I cut it 11 by 8.5, and others, like the vellum, I use the 6x6. So then here are a printable from the Etsy shop. Here is a cut apart from the 12x12 and a cut apart from the 12x12, and then I just added a Martha Stewart bow there. And then here I created a side pocket, and here I use this mesh gold fabric that I have in my stash. And then I found this in my little scrap bin of these doilies or appliques, and I had enough to do 4. So I included one here, and then I used one of those stickers, and it's so cute. It becomes a tree, and then you can see a dog. Really, really cute. Then I did coffee dye the back. Here I used this Falala gold embossed vellum that I found at Ali's over the summer. And when everyone was going to Ali's, I was able to find this, so I bought 5 sheets of them. I wish I'd have bought more because they were only $1 each. And then here I used, I found at Savers, I had gone to Savers last week Monday. I tried to do a haul video, but it was corrupted, so it didn't upload. It uploaded all black. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, I never went ahead. I didn't want to do it all over again. But anyways, they had a 50% off sale, and I was looking for holiday cards, Christmas cards. Old Christmas cards that I can use for the junk journal. And I found a box. I was so surprised. Beautiful cards, and it had some beautiful matching envelopes. So here is one of the envelopes, and it comes with a little doggy because this paper has little doggies and deers and cats and stuff. So I included it. And so here are 2 tags. Here's like a Project Life card that I made myself from a die cut apart from Etsy. This image I found on Pinterest along with this image. Here I used that ribbon from Dollar Tree, and then some writing in the back. And then this one, all I did was add a bow. So that goes here. So cute. Here is a hymnal, Joy to the World. And then the other side says, "It came upon the midnight clear." Really beautiful. And then here is another vintage magazine. And then here what I did is, this is cotton paper. I embossed it using the Spellbinders die, and then I used my gilding paste to gild the top of it. Really nice. I added a paper clip. The paper clip has a little bell and a charm that I purchased from Instagram. And then there's coffee dyed paper on the bottom that I did myself. Here I added a sticker, and then I found this birthday, it's like a birthday memory keeping type of thing, journal, and it has, so I found it at Savers, and I just had to pick it up. And so I put, this one says 25th, and then goes all the way down from the 17th until the 31st. It had a couple of names written on it. I left it alone, but I did coffee dye it, and for a lot of journaling space. Here is a vellum piece, and then here's another 8x8, and with a journaling card and a and a tag, again, journaling space in the back. I created a pocket. Here I decided to add a little embellishment that I created myself. So here I used that mesh, a tag, then I covered it like washi tape. I used scraps of the paper to line it, and then I used little scraps of stuff that I had in my little bin, and a sticker from Hobby Lobby. So my intention was to each pocket alternates with this, and then the next one will be this, and then the next one will be another one of this, and that was my intention. But you'll see what I did a mistake, and you know what? It's okay, and I'll explain why when I get there. So here is coffee dyed paper, and then here is the first cardstock, and I went ahead and I added my pom-pom trim, and I sandwiched it with 2 cardstocks, and I just love how that looks. I forgot to bring this out. This is a sticker that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and it's a label sticker, and I just loved it. So here my thoughts is to add pictures right here, and then journaling right there. So all the ones that has cardstock that has the sticker is for pictures and for journaling. So here, pictures and journaling, and then here is a recipe for Christmas cooking recipe, and then here's that card that goes with that envelope, so cute. So for some journaling, and then here's another sticker, coffee dyed paper, and then here I found this columnar, I believe it's called, or ledger paper, also at Savers. I coffee dyed it, and I just love these dots. Oh my gosh, I just love how that looks. And then here are some small cut aparts from the 6x6 paper. Here's that image from Pinterest, and then I added a sticker right here, and then I added some stickers also from Rosie's Studio right there, and I just love doing that. So there's that, more writing space. Here's the 6x6 for writing space, and then some pictures, another pocket. Here's another tag. So here's my mistake. I added another tag when I meant to put a sticker from the collection. I meant to put one of these over here, but instead I did another tag. And I just love it. You know what? I love it. I saw a movie with my husband. It's called 1,000 Tomorrows. It is so beautiful. It's a cowboy type movie, and it's about a girl that she has cystic fibrosis, and she was already an older young girl, and well, you know, she was an adult, and she was performing, doing a competition, wheelbarrow competition, and the dust of, you know, of running with her horse, and the dust and all that from the sands from the competition affected her lungs, and it made her lungs worse. So, well, anyways, well, she went ahead and was making a gift for her boyfriend at that time, soon to be husband, and she had missed a stitch, and she said that she did that on purpose, to show that we're not perfect, that only God is perfect. So when I saw that movie, I says, wow, you know, that is amazing. I love that. And I was not thinking about it when I did this. It just so happened. And at first I was going to try to take this out without ruining the pockets and the page, but then I remembered of the movie, and I says, you know what, I am not perfect. So I left it as is, and I just love how it looks. I just love it. And so here is a cut apart from the 12x12. Here is one of those, they call them milk caps, or I don't know how they call this, but it's from the digital from Etsy. So it just came out so cute, very pretty. I just love this one. And then I coffee dye in the back. I used a harlequin paper from Hobby Lobby. It was too much reds and greens, so I just wanted to break it up a little bit, so I added some black. So here's a harlequin and print, and here's a sticker for journaling. And then here's another paper clip, and here I created an envelope with this paper that I had picked up a while ago from Hobby Lobby, and it says fa la la. So I created an envelope, but it's for journaling. And I've seen so many people who are junk journalers do this. And then on the back, so cute, it came off. This is another thing that I was inspired by Jenny's junk journal. She did a collage, but she used, I believe, fabric. So what I did is I used scraps of the paper, and then I die cut it using a circle die, and then I created this little topper thing myself, and then I did some faux stitching. So I just used a black pen and I did some faux stitching. Came out really, really cute. And here is pink cardstock in the back for some journaling. So I just love that. So here's a sticker that I've included. Very pretty. I just love it. Then this is an old newspaper print that I have, so I included it there. Here's the other side of the, I added two of these. So here's another hymnal, says, "O come all ye faithful," and then "Hark the herald angels sing." Here is a coffee filter that I, from a kit. Then here's another sheet of paper. Some journaling can be done here, and pictures here. Another packet, and here is that sticker from Michaels. And yeah, so this is so pretty. I just love it. A lot of journaling space, pockets, and stuff. And then here's, again, I love this print also because of the gold foiling, so I use white pom-pom. And then here's the back. It's got some glue. I need to make sure I get that all cleaned out. Then I use another card of a little puppy with a little kitten. It says "'Tis the season," really cute. And then here's another one. Here on this side is a tree. On the opposite side is a tree with a dog and a kitten. Big tree, but I trimmed that out and I just left the presents here. And then here's the 6x6. And then here is the, how you call this, the icicles from Dollar Tree. I decided to make it as a bookmark. Now, I was inspired by Anna, Cottage Roses Paperie. She had made a beautiful shabby junk journal, Christmas junk journal for Gingy. She's new to me, so I can't remember her name really well. But anyways, she used a an angel ornament mold, and she made out of paper clay, and I thought it was so pretty. But I decided to use an icicle instead. When I remember that, I was like, oh, I don't have that mold, but you know what? When I saw the icicle, I remembered about her journal. So so yeah, and I added bells and beads. It's just so cute. I just love that. So that's in the center, and then continue. And then here's the other side of the card says, "May your days be merry and bright." Here is here's the back of it. Really cute. I just left it as is, and some journaling can be done here. Here's this deer. I love this deer page, and again, a label. And then here, I was in my room looking for something, and I saw these, and I normally make wreaths, embellishments out of this, but I was like, I looked at it and I said, I want to make a bow. I want to put a bow and embellish a page with it, and sure enough, that's what I did. I created a bow. I used two of them. I used two of these stems to create the bow, and I just added it here, and I glued it. And then I added a little paper mulberry flower with a couple of leaves, and it just came out so cute. I just love that. Here's this tassel that I picked up from Michaels in pink. And then here is another page, and then with a sticker there, another cardstock, and then another embellished pocket. And this is just plain, I use a scrap, and then this. So really, really cute. I really love how this came out. Here's the opposite side there. Again, here's the bottom portion of those hymnals. Then the opposite side of that old paper clipping. Here's it says miniature dolls, really cute. Here's another sticker of that deer. Another sticker. And then, oh, here, on the opposite side, here's a harlequin, the other harlequin paper, and I have a flip, so it's an envelope. And then here is for journaling. So I added washi tape from the collection. I didn't bring it out, but I did get the washi tape as well. And so this envelope, I did the washi tape because the vellum was beginning to rip. So to reinforce it, I added washi on both sides. And since the envelope is really thin. You really can't do any embellishing, so I did the embellishing on the outside. So I used this beautiful trim from my stash. I have no idea where I got it. Here's a piece of acetate of this beautiful deer, and then this flower I had in my stash, and it had a big huge pearl button, and I removed it and I added this little gem, and this flower looks like a poinsettia to me, poinsettia, so I added it here. And here holds a large tag, and it's a fold out tag for some journaling and for some pictures as well. And I just think this is so cute. It came out really, really cute. Here also more journaling, another corner tuck, upper tuck, and then cut aparts. So yeah, I just love it. Came out so pretty. Another for journaling. And then here, this is a cut apart from the 6x6, and this says a wish list. The 12 by 12 was too long, so I used the 6x6 one instead. And here's a paper clip, beautiful clip, and then another sticker, Merry and Bright. And then here's the other part of the card, says thinking of you this holiday season. And then the other side of the cookbook, and then another for pictures and journaling. The other side, I love this page as well. And then another corner tuck, upper tuck. Here's this, so pretty. And then the vellum. Here's the birthday list or remembrance thing. And then this says, as we join with friends and family to celebrate our own beloved traditions, let us also celebrate all that is brightest and best in each of us. So pretty. And then here comes the 31st. Really cute. So this is actually, this journal is a gift that I'm giving to my daughter. And she's into junk journaling or journaling now. And she's been showing me some pictures that she's been creating in her notebook. And she's very creative. You know, for it to be the first time and getting into it, she's very creative. So I'm so proud of her. So I decided to make her one as well, from scratch. Just dip her feet in it and see how she likes it. And I have so much stuff that I don't mind sharing with her. So then here is another page for journaling. Then here's another sticker for Michael's, and then I use the American Crafts stickers that says peace right here. Here's the other part of the magazine, hymnal, the other side of the envelope, and then there's two tags here. So I love this one. This is my favorite out of the deer. Look at the little bird, it's so pretty. I had to pick this one. There's no blue in this collection, but I had to include some blue. And then here's the other side of the vellum falala, another upper corner tuck, so pretty. Let's see. And this one, here's the bottom portion of that word finder, I believe it's called. And then here is the other pockets. I put half a doily. I use a star paper clip, and then inside there's two more journaling cards that I did, that I decorated. Really cute. The other side of the magazine, and then I use this big bow. And then here is the other corner of the scraps that I used. This image is from Etsy. These are from Etsy as well. And here's the Dollar Tree. And then here's this deer, so beautiful. I just love it. I love it. And then in here is a pocket. So if my daughter wants to put any notes, any receipts or anything, or more pictures, I created a pocket for her here. So yes, that is the journal I have created. I had so much fun creating this. It was a labor of love, and I just love it. I love how it turned out. So all right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Count your blessings and give thanks to God for all that you have, and I will see you next time. Bye.